Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science Channel, where curiosity comes wrapped in a blanket and history whispers instead of shouts. Tonight, we're sinking into the strangely chaotic, quietly enchanting world of cannabis, a plant that has walked beside humanity longer than most civilizations have even existed. It's thousands of years ago, and you have just joined the world's oldest agricultural experiment. Congratulations! You're a Neolithic farmer, living in a time when shoes are optional and scientific knowledge is mostly trying this and hope it doesn't kill us. Around you are fields of early crops, wheat, rice, millet, and standing proudly among them is cannabis, waving in the wind like it already knows it will outlive your entire culture by several millennia. Before we dive in, feel free to like the video and subscribe, but only if this soft, late-night science vibe truly speaks to you. And drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. It's always comforting to see little dots of sleepy souls blinking across the globe. Now dim the lights, turn on a gentle fan for ambience, and let's drift into the green mysteries of the ancient world together. Archaeologists digging through ancient sites in Taiwan found pottery from 10,000 BCE. Imprinted with twisted cords likely made from hemp fibers. Translation: humanity has been poking, pulling, twisting, and experimenting with this plant since before written language existed. Traders and migrating peoples carried it across continents, not because it made them philosophical at bonfires, but because it was ridiculously useful. Need rope? Cannabis. Need clothes? Cannabis. Need oil? Cannabis. Need something vaguely edible? Yes, still cannabis. Imagine those early fields, the wind rustling through tall stalks, each plant representing a tiny insurance policy against hunger, cold, and chaos. Ancient people weren't scrolling YouTube for survival tips. Their algorithm was don't starve, and cannabis was a 5-star solution. They learned which seeds produced the strongest fibers, which stalks were worth harvesting, and which methods turned a wild weed into dependable civilization equipment. The oldest written record of cannabis comes from ancient China, where Emperor Shun, known the mythical founding father of agriculture and medicine, allegedly took notes so detailed they make modern textbooks look lazy. His pharmacopoeia, dating to around 2737 BCE, calls cannabis a superior herb and recommends it for more than 100 ailments: rheumatism, absent-mindedness, menstrual problems, gout, basically everything except bad WIF. Whether Shun Gnome was real or a legendary marketing mascot, the text shows just how deeply cannabis was rooted in early medical culture. Chinese physicians weren't casually tossing leaves into cauldrons and hoping for the best. They distinguished male plants from females, noted that female seeds were especially valuable, extracted oils, brewed teas, made pastes, and documented their findings with almost suspicious precision. These weren't hobbyists. They were early scientists running a botanical research program long before the word science existed. And the records survived. That alone tells us something important. Cannabis wasn't a side note in ancient life. It was a central character, a healer, a helper, and occasionally, a mystery. Ancient texts describe it with respect, curiosity, and sometimes awe, as if it were both medicine and mentor. A plant that taught lessons to anyone willing to study it carefully. Then we come to one of cannabis's most underrated superpowers: its fibers. Properly processed hemp is stronger than cotton, more durable than many modern synthetics, and impressively resistant to decay. In a world without plastics, steel cables, or industrial machinery, this was basically magic. Hemp could hold ships together, support buildings, weave clothing, and withstand the elements with the stubbornness of a plant that simply refuses to quit. Ancient civilizations were quite the pioneers when it came to using plants for practical purposes. In China, as early as the 1st century CE, hemp was transformed into paper, kicking costly options like silk and bamboo to the curb. This hemp-based paper was sturdy enough to last centuries, provided it was stored correctly. As the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Those ancient Chinese were turning hemp into big bucks, or at least solid documents. Meanwhile, in Europe, hemp was stealing the spotlight during maritime exploration. Forget the flimsy stuff. The ropes rigging those grand sailing ships of the Age of Discovery were inevitably made from hemp. Those canvas sails? Yep, they owe their name to cannabis, woven intricately from hemp fibers. When battling the fierce ocean waves and saltwater, hemp proved itself a heavyweight contender, ensuring the ships stayed afloat and all those brave explorers didn't end up as mermaid food. Talk about a hero of the high seas. And let's not forget about those Scythians, the nomadic warriors of Central Asia who were embracing cannabis long before it became trendy. According to the Greek historian Herodotus, they had a rather quirky ritual involving heated stones and the delightful aroma of cannabis seeds. After a funeral, they'd construct little tents, toss the seeds onto the sizzling rocks, and inhale the resulting smoke, bursting forth with joy. Whether it was spiritual, social, or just a good excuse to gather in a tent, these guys knew how to cloud up the place. Archaeologists have dug up some fascinating finds in Scythian burial mounds, uncovering bronze censers filled with those very cannabis seeds and charred remnants. Seems like Herodotus wasn't spinning tall tales. These smoky rituals were legit. Picture those ancient warriors, enveloped in fragrant clouds, bonded over shared experiences that transcended everyday life. That's the essence of humanity and cannabis right there, in a haze of historical camaraderie. In ancient China, cannabis seeds earned a prestigious title, landing a spot among the sacred 5 grains: rice, wheat, barley, millet, and of course, cannabis. This wasn't some sideline crop, it was essential for thriving, just like a hearty bowl of rice or a slice of bread. Those seeds weren't just pretty to look at, they were calorie-dense, protein-rich, and stored like a champ. They formed the backbone of agricultural practices, in rotation with other crops that relied on their enriching properties. Festivals honoring these sacred grains included cannabis, highlighting its importance. With every harvest came celebrations filled with prayers and offerings, as people paid homage to what was quite literally the fruit of their labor. Understanding cannabis as sacred shifts our perception, revealing its role as an emblem of abundance and sustenance, as well as the intricate relationship between humanity and the soil that nurtured it. Who knew that what we thought was just a plant was deeply woven into the fabric of ancient civilization? In essence, hemp and cannabis weren't just side players in history. They were integral to survival, prosperity, and community bonding. From ancient manuscripts in China to high-seas adventures in Europe and the joyful rituals of the Scythians, they tied cultures together with threads of strength and spirituality, showing us that sometimes the simplest plants hold the most profound stories. Isn't it incredible how a little green can tell such a vast tale? In ancient Indian lore, cannabis wasn't just any old plant, it was a divine delight. Revered in Hindu scriptures, this magical herb popped up as both a medicine for the body and a sacrament for the soul. Take the Ava Va, one of Hinduism's sacred texts from around 1500 BCE, which hailed cannabis as a source of happiness and a liberator. You could say that this plant was so good, even the gods couldn't resist. As the tale goes, Lord Shiva stumbled upon cannabis during a rather heated family disagreement. Seeking refuge in the fields, he dozed off beside a towering cannabis plant. When he finally woke up, and let's be honest, probably somewhat groggy, Shiva took a nibble of the leaves and instantly felt like a whole new deity. From that heavenly moment onwards, cannabis became Shiva's holy companion, often depicted with a stash of leaves or indulging in bhang, a traditional concoction made from this sacred herb. Fast forward to modern-day India, and you'll still find bhang making an appearance during religious celebrations, particularly during Holi and Mahashivaratri. Imagine a creamy drink mixed with spices and sweeteners, enjoyed by devotees who relish every flavorful sip of tradition. Generations have partaken in this sacrament, creating a bridge that connects today's spirituality with ancient practices, ensuring that the spirit of cannabis continues to thrive in vibrant festivities. Now, let's talk about the surprising connection between cannabis and the word canvas. Yes, you heard me right. This stout fabric used for everything from sails to masterpieces is derived from the same plant. The path from cannabis to canvas is a journey through Latin and Greek, illustrating how deeply intertwined the plant's legacy is with our everyday lives. It's amazing to think that every stunning painting and historic tent was likely made from hemp fibers who knew history had such a quirky twist. Canvas played a pivotal role throughout history, serving artists, soldiers, and merchants alike. Picture armies huddling under canvas tents during campaigns, and painters crafting iconic works on stretched canvas. This ubiquitous fabric was so common that its origins slipped from public memory. Yet every brushstroke on a Renaissance masterpiece and every ship's sail that traversed the seas carried the essence of cannabis in its fibers. What an extraordinary reminder of how a simple plant wove its influence into the tapestry of human endeavors. When it comes to paper, hemp again takes the crown for durability. Forget the flimsy wood pulp type we know today. Hemp paper is the real MVP, lasting for centuries without the sad yellowing or crumbling we see in modern alternatives. Just think Gutenberg's iconic Bible printed in the 1450s was on hemp paper, which nearly 6 centuries later remains in splendid condition. Ancient documents and manuscripts, too, reveal their gems thanks to hemp's remarkable resilience. This miraculous quality of hemp paper was revolutionary for storing knowledge through the ages. In a time when everything was written by hand, it ensured that laws, sacred texts, and important treaties could withstand the test of time. Each document serves as a tangible connection to our past, holding within its fibers the whispers and wisdom of those who came before us. So next time you admire an ancient manuscript or canvas painting, remember just how deeply intertwined the history of cannabis is with the story of humanity. The Declaration of Independence isn't just a symbol of freedom, it's also a testament to some hearty hemp craftsmanship. Yes, you heard it right, this iconic document was drafted on hemp paper. Back in the 18th century, hemp was like the workhorse of American agriculture. It was everywhere, practically shouting, "Use me." Even Thomas Jefferson and George Washington were growing it on their plantations, making it clear that hemp was more than a crop, it was an agricultural superhero. Imagine living in a world where you could actually be fined for not growing hemp. It was crucial for rigging ships, crafting rope, and whipping up essential clothing. This plant wasn't lingering in the background, it was front and center, making sure young America had what it needed to thrive. So when the founding fathers set out to create a new nation, they simply had to scribble their revolutionary ideas on hemp paper, a material that was practically their daily bread, or in this case, daily foliage. Now, let's get a bit poetic. The very document that severed ties with Britain was written on this common plant that had long been the backbone of empires. Not just a means to an end, hemp embodied the democratic spirit of the burgeoning nation. It was humble yet powerful, perfectly encapsulating the groundbreaking ideas that rested upon it. Even Napoleon's armies got in on the hemp action, donning uniforms fashioned from this wonder plant as they marched across Europe. Why did Napoleon love hemp so much? Because he was a savvy strategist. His grand army needed fabrics as tough as nails and ropes for everything from artillery to tents. When he set his sights on Russia, he understood that disrupting their hemp production could tip the scales in his favor. After all, Britain relied on Russian hemp for its mighty navy. Although his campaign famously bombed, it showcased how pivotal hemp was to warfare and global power dynamics back in the day. Fast forward a bit, and we land in the exciting era of the California Gold Rush. Here's where a certain Bavarian immigrant, Levi Strauss, saw an opportunity in the rough and tumble mining camps. People needed tough clothing that wouldn't give up at the first sign of wear and tear. So, with hemp canvas and some well-placed metal rivets, he created the iconic work pants that would eventually evolve into the Levi's jeans we know today about a fashion revolution. These pants were the epitome of durability, making them a favorite among miners, farmers, and cowboys. Hemp was their trusty sidekick, resisting wear, easily patched, and aging like fine wine. Just think, the quintessential symbol of American toughness, those blue jeans we all love, started out with a splash of cannabis fiber. It's a fun little reminder of how deeply intertwined this hardy plant is with the spirit and grit of America. So, whether it's the birth of a nation or the birth of a fashion trend, hemp has woven itself through the fabric of American life, literally and metaphorically. From declarations to denim, this incredible plant has shaped the history and identity of the nation in ways that are as fascinating as they are essential. Who knew that such a humble crop could carry the weight of revolution and ruggedness on its shoulders? Long before cannabis became the hot topic of debates and legal battles, it was the unsung hero of American industry. Take Henry Ford, for instance, a visionary who dabbled in all things green. And we're not just talking about envy. Back in the 1940s, while the world was tangled in the chaos of World War II, Ford decided to think outside the metal box. He dreamt up a car made not of steel, but of hemp, a plan that was as audacious as it was ambitious. Imagine a sleek prototype where the body panels were crafted from a blend of hemp, flax, and resin. Voila! A lighter, stronger alternative seamlessly slapped together by Ford's imagination. Picture it, a sledgehammer demonstration where Ford himself wails on his hemp car, and those panels just laugh in the face of danger, refusing to dent. Alas, despite the indomitable spirit of this eco-friendly marvel, steel won the day. Cheaper, easier to mold, and a staple of the automotive industry. Still, Ford's hemp car leaves us spinning in a world of what ifs? What if society had embraced plant-based materials? What if hemp had taken center stage as an industrial superstar rather than being relegated to the shadowy corners of control? The realms of manufacturing, agriculture, and even environmentalism could look wildly different. Ford envisioned eco-friendly renewables and a shift away from finite minerals long before it was trendy. His hemp car stands as a tantalizing symbol of the vast landscape of possibilities we left unexplored on our way to the modern age. Speaking botanically, cannabis is sharply distinct and fascinating and boasts three main species: Cannabis sativa, indica, and rudalis. These names might sound like magical spells from a far-off land, but are rooted in biological wonder. Each species brings its unique flair shaped by its homeland, from sativa, the tall, graceful giant that stretches toward the equator's sun, to the stout and bushy indica, akin to a resilient mountain dweller, and the scrappy rudalis brave enough to thrive against cold Russian winters. The plot thickens as we uncover that these strains don't operate in neatly packaged boxes. A delightful twist is their hybrid nature. Thanks to thousands of years of humans cross-breeding these little green potions, what we label as sativa or indica often are complex blends. So, the cannabis tapestry is rich with intricate colors and patterns, making it all the more intriguing, a veritable salad bar of botanical diversity at our fingertips. Talking about size, Cannabis sativa is nothing short of an Amazonian warrior, potentially towering over 15 feet if given ample TLC. In the great outdoors, sativa reaches for the peak of its destiny, dancing brilliantly in the sunlight and blanketing the sky with its elongated buds and slender leaves, nature's version of a gentle wind chime. For farmers, those skyscraping plants held the key to strong fibers and bountiful harvests, producing the kind of rope that could make even a pirate swoon. Strolling through fields of mature sativa plants is like stepping into a verdant cathedral, with stalks rising like columns, leaves swaying in the gentle breeze, emanating the plant's unmistakable aroma. Despite the controversies that surround cannabis, it's vital to remember it's still, fundamentally, a plant. It's shaped and nourished by sunlight, soil, and season, just like any beloved vegetable in a backyard garden. How remarkable it is that amid the debates, the heart of cannabis remains grounded in nature. In the rugged beauty of the Hindu Kush mountain range, a unique contender in the cannabis world quietly claimed its stake. Indica strains, having evolved in the harsh climates of Afghanistan, Pakistan, and northern India, aren't your run-of-the-mill plants. With a growing season shorter than a catnap and winters that could freeze in place even the most optimistic of hikers, these hardy little warriors adapted ingeniously. They grew shorter, bushier, and boasted broader, darker green leaves that captured precious sunlight when time was of the essence. Their secret weapon? A thick, glorious coating of dense resin that served as both protection and bait. This miraculous resin not only kept the plants safe from pesky insects, but also preserved moisture, a necessity in such unforgiving climates. For farmers who tended to these resilient beauties over centuries, cultivating indica became not just a means of survival but an art, selecting the toughest plants that could thrive where lesser crops would fall. It's a story of triumph, a testament to how we can flourish even when life throws us the ultimate curveball. Now, enter the quirky cousin of Cannabis rudalis. Picture it, small, scrappy, and native to the wilds of Russia and Central Europe. Ruderalis is the runt of the cannabis family. Standing at a mere 2 feet tall, this plant might seem unremarkable, but don't let its size fool you. What Ruderalis lacks in stature, it makes up for with an incredible talent: auto-flowering. Unlike its sativa and indica relatives that rely on light cycles to bloom, Ruderalis makes its move based purely on age. Talk about independence. For ages, this wild variety was largely overlooked, seen as too weak and weedy to matter. Little did anyone know that the auto-flowering trait would soon catch the eye of modern breeders. Mixing Ruderalis with sativa or indica creates hybrids that are marvels of nature, flowering quickly and adapting perfectly to shorter growing seasons. Ruderalis reminds us all that in the world of cannabis, strength comes in many forms. Even a humble, overlooked player can carry a treasure trove of genetic information worth its weight in gold. Among all cannabis plants, the dioecious trait is a game changer. Unlike most flowering plants that mix their male and female components, cannabis prefers to keep things separate, producing distinct male and female plants. Male plants give off clouds of pollen while the glorious females work hard to produce flowers and, if left to their own devices, will swell up to create more resin in a bid to attract some pollen action. It's like a game of biological hide and seek. For traditional hemp farmers, this division was helpful as both sexes could be harvested for their precious seeds and fibers. But when resin production became the goal, males started to seem like the odd ones out. Pollination led to less resin, so cultivators began practicing sexing the crop, ensuring that only the cream of the crop female plants flourished untouched by pollen. This shift played a huge role in modern cannabis genetics, paving the way for feminized seeds that produced exclusively female plants, while leaving the blueprints of male plants in the dust. Despite their demotion in popularity, male plants haven't entirely vanished from the table. They still hold an essential role in breeding, introducing necessary genetic diversity to create the next generation of rarer and more delightful cannabis varieties. Meanwhile, female cannabis flowers, all coated in glistening resin that shines like a treasure trove of tiny crystals, stand proudly as the stars of the show. This ongoing saga of survival and adaptation in the wild world of cannabis proves that every plant has its tale, and together, they bloom into something truly extraordinary. Take a closer look at a matured cannabis flower, and you'll be greeted by a sparkly wonderland of tiny structures known as trichomes. These little gems resemble miniature mushrooms topped with bulbous heads, all glistening with a sticky, aromatic resin. This resin isn't just for show. It hosts the plant's valuable cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids, giving cannabis its unique effects and delightful scent. Trichomes are like the plant's superhero armor, warding off pests and shielding it from UV radiation, while to humans, well, they represent a treasure chest of potential. Cannabis isn't just one-dimensional. It's a complex concoction of over 100 cannabinoids, each vying for attention. You've probably heard of the dynamic duo, THC, tetrahydronaban, and CBD, cannabidiol. But there's a whole gang of cannabinoids waiting in the wings. From CBG to CBN and CBC, these compounds each bring their flavor to the party. Their diverse interactions with our bodies create a delightful symphony of effects, thanks to something known as the entourage effect, where teamwork makes the dream work. Think of it as a plant-based pharmacy in your hands. Now, let's talk about THC, the superstar of cannabis. This psychoactive compound has an impressive skill set, binding to receptors in the brain like a boss. When it slides into action, it sends signals zipping through the endocannabinoid system, which governs everything from your mood swings to those ridiculous late-night snack cravings. With THC in your bloodstream, brace yourself for a wild ride. The results can range from feelings of joy and creativity to potential anxiety for the more sensitive souls among us. Just think of it as cannabis' way of reminding us that life is never one size fits all. In contrast, while THC brings the party, CBD is the chill vibe everyone needs. Unlike its boisterous cousin, CBD quietly does its own thing without producing a high. It's like the cool friend who doesn't need the spotlight. Providing a calming presence, CBD is celebrated for its abilities to reduce inflammation and ease anxiety while allowing you to stay grounded. It's the go-to compound for those looking to enjoy the benefits of cannabis without the altered state typically associated with THC. The beauty of cannabis lies in its diversity. Each strain offers a unique blend of cannabinoids and terpenes, creating different experiences for users. This means that every encounter with cannabis can be wildly different, giving it a rich tapestry of effects to explore. It's this variability that makes cannabis cultivation both an art and a science, with growers constantly fine-tuning their techniques to showcase the best characteristics of each plant. It's like being a chemist and a gardener all wrapped up in one. So, whether you're wandering through a cannabis dispensary or harvesting your very own plants, remember that what you're encountering is nature's complex masterpiece. Each bud is a testament to the plant's survival instincts, drenched in resin and peppered with trichomes, eager to share its bounty with those curious enough to explore its depths. It's a playful dance between the plant's defense mechanisms and the human pursuit of wellness and enjoyment. And that's cannabis for you, a delightful blend of science, nature, and a dash of whimsy. CBD is like the calm cousin of THC. While THC joyfully binds to CB1 receptors and takes you on a euphoric ride, CBD prefers to socialize with a wider group of receptors like serotonin and vanillin receptors, influencing ways your body handles pain and inflammation. This chill vibe of CBD gives it a therapeutic aura, making it a favorite for folks looking to embrace the plant's benefits without the psychoactive party. With CBD taking the spotlight, the conversation around cannabis has evolved dramatically. With its non-intoxicating profile, CBD has become the magical potions in the shelves of health stores and pharmacies, wooing users who shied away from anything cannabis-related before. From oil to capsules, topicals to tasty edibles, it's now normal to find CBD products strutting around without the stigma that once shrouded them. Oh, how times have changed. Now, if cannabinoids are the engine driving cannabis effects, terpenes are the quirky best friends adding personality to the road trip. These aromatic compounds, sprinkling scents from lavender to pine trees, contribute a bouquet of over 200 different terpenes in cannabis alone. Picture this. One strain might embrace earthy aromas reminiscent of damp forest floors, while another might explode with zesty citrus notes. It's like a sensory festival where every strain brings its own vibe. Smelling cannabis is like diving into a symphony of scents. Each terpene brings something unique to the party. The entourage effect kicks in, showcasing how these compounds play nice together. Take myrcene, it's the chill friend enhancing relaxation, while limonene might just lift your mood to cloud 9. This aromatic richness creates an experience so tangled and comforting, it's as recognizable as the smell of fresh coffee brewing in the morning. Digging deeper, the entourage effect reveals a robust community where cannabinoids work better as a team rather than loners. Science has found that isolating a single compound often leads to less desirable outcomes. THC can spark anxiety, but once you introduce CBD into the mix, things mellow out. Terpenes like linalool add hints of calm, while pinene might just sharpen your focus. Together, they create a harmonious journey that no solo player can replicate. The long and rich history of cannabis as a medicinal wonder spans centuries, showcasing that this herb was once the go-to solution before modern medicine joined the scene. Ancient healers recognized its power for relief from pain, inflammation, and sleepless nights. Chinese traditional medicine held cannabis as one of its sacred herbs, while Ayurvedic texts in India championed it for various ailments. These herbal tales were not mere folklore, they were the results of keen observations and effective applications. Today, modern science is catching up to those ancient insights, rediscovering what healers knew. Cannabis isn't just a recreational substance, it's a complex ecosystem of benefits. Whole plant extracts preserving the entire spectrum of cannabinoids and terpenes are proving more potent and effective than pure isolates. This paints a holistic picture of cannabis, reminding everyone that its magical properties lie in its nature as a complete botanical wonder. The world is waking up to the wonders of cannabis, as research confirms its therapeutic properties that play nicely with our bodies. Forget those simplistic 20th century narratives. the history of cannabis as a treatment spans a tapestry rich in culture and science. Think of it as nature's own little healing plant, with a complex history waiting to be fully unraveled. Within our bodies lies a hidden marvel, the endocannabinoid system, or ECS for short. This regulatory heavyweight is like the unseen puppeteer controlling hunger pangs, mood swings, and even pesky pain sensations. Just imagine our bodies produce their own cannabinoids, such as anandamide and 2-AG, akin to nature's special reserve of feel-good compounds. Anandamide, aptly named after a Sanskrit word meaning bliss, is the body's very own little happiness hero. It's produced on demand, meaning that just when you need a good mood boost or an appetite nudge, your cells come to the rescue. Think of endocannabinoids as the body's own personal THC and CBD, working tirelessly to keep you balanced even when life throws its curveballs. Now, picture the ECS as the ultimate juggling act, maintaining harmony amidst chaos. This super system impacts nearly every physiological process imaginable, from regulating emotions to managing pain, even influencing memory and bone density. When the ECS is functioning well, it's like having a top-notch personal trainer ensuring you adapt, heal, and thrive. But when things go awry, that's when life gets tricky. The secrets of the ECS hold promise for the future of medicine. Suppose chronic pain, anxiety, and those pesky autoimmune conditions stem from a malfunctioning ECS? Understanding this opens up avenues for treatments that support the system, whether through lifestyle tweaks, dietary changes, or incorporating cannabinoids. A holistic approach to health is truly where it's at. Let's dive deeper. Cannabinoid receptors are the gatekeepers of the ECS. Embedded in cell membranes, these little proteins are busy receiving all kinds of signals based on what's happening in the body. The two heavyweights in this party are CB1 and CB2 receptors, each playfully located in different body regions. CB1 is largely found in the brain, while CB2 throws a party in the immune system. With their dynamic roles, they spread joy through neurotransmitter release and immune modulation. Talk about multitasking. Now, isn't it fascinating to think that our bodies have evolved a system that meshes perfectly with cannabinoid molecules? It's like discovering your favorite puzzle piece hiding in plain sight. This connection, shaped through millions of years of evolution, enhances the potential benefits of cannabis like never before. Get ready to embrace your bliss. As we explore the wonders of cannabis further, don't underestimate the power of anandamide, the bliss molecule. It stands out among endocannabinoids, showing just how incredible our bodies are at balancing well-being. With so much happening at the molecular level, it's time to celebrate this ancient plant that has finally come full circle into modern medicine, one blissful experience at a time. In the lively world of cannabinoid science, anandamide emerges as the superstar of bliss, named cleverly after the Sanskrit word for joy. Discovered back in the 1992s, this little molecule dances with CB1 receptors, delivering euphoric sensations that feel like a gentle hug, much milder than its famous cousin THC. But here's the kicker: anandamide has a short lifespan. It's like a fleeting moment of happiness that vanishes faster than your favorite snack at a party. You see, anandamide pops up at the perfect moments. Think about when you're exercising, feeling that runner's high, or sharing a belly laugh with friends. It surges, giving you a fleeting taste of bliss. But hold on to your hats. This joy isn't designed to last. Our bodies are smart, keeping us balanced by ensuring these feel-good signals are temporary, just enough to remind us what happiness feels like, without overstaying their welcome. It's a clever design, nature's way of keeping us in check. Now, let's talk about chronic pain, the sneaky villain in many people's lives. Millions struggle with issues like arthritis or pain from injuries. And guess what? Cannabis is stepping up to the plate as a legit hero. Cannabinoids like CBD and THC are rolling out their superhero capes, working hard to reduce inflammation and spiking down those pesky pain signals. It's like turning down the volume on discomfort's sweet relief. Plus, it helps relax those tight muscles, bringing some solace to those plagued by pain. But wait, there's more. Cannabis goes beyond just pain relief. It could work as a soothing balm for anxiety. Picture this: a low dose of cannabis can offer calming vibes that sweep away racing thoughts and physical tightness. However, it's a delicate balance. Too much THC can flip the script, sending some on a wild ride of anxiety or paranoia. So, finding your ideal strain is like dating: got to experiment until you discover the perfect match. Unbelievably, cannabis is also known for stimulating appetite, often leading to those infamous munchies. While this may seem amusing for those without an eating struggle, for people like cancer patients or those living with HIV, it can be transformative. THC interacts with brain receptors that signal hunger and reward, essentially flipping on the food switch. It's like having a delicious superhero fight away the effects of illness and stress, ensuring folks can keep their nutrition in check. As the research rolls on, it's clear that cannabis has a fascinating bag of tricks for tackling a variety of issues from pain to anxiety and beyond. It's become a serious contender in the world of health and wellness, offering alternatives to conventional treatments, be they harsh painkillers or anxiety meds that send you on a dizzying ride. For those navigating daily discomforts, cannabis provides not just relief but a renewed quality of life, giving the hope of blissful, carefree days ahead. Since the dazzling 1980s, synthetic THC, encapsulated in medications like dronabinol, has been a game-changer for patients struggling to find their appetites. Yet, in a surprise twist worthy of a soap opera, many folks swear by the good old plant itself, claiming that nothing matches its prowess. It's got something called the entourage effect working its magic. Think of it as a superhero team-up, where terpenes and other cannabinoids play sidekick to THC, elevating the appetite game while keeping side effects at bay. For those in dire need of a culinary revival, the difference between chomping on food or withering away can often hinge on this herb. It's almost poetic: one little plant can bridge the gap between despair and stability. While some might look at cannabis as just a party starter, this potent herb holds the keys to relief, serving as a reminder of the plant's rich legacy in medicinal history. It's not just about getting high, it's about getting well. But wait, there's more. The cannabis saga takes a twist into the world of epilepsy, where CBD steps into the spotlight as the rock star of seizure management. Known for its remarkable effects on severe epilepsy forms, families have turned to CBD oil in desperate times. Imagine a life where children have seizures dozens of times daily, and then, through the magic of CBD, those episodes drop to just a handful. Some even go as far as saying they've completely vanished. It's like a fairy tale, only it's true. Enter Epidiolex, the proud offspring of scientific innovation and cannabis, approved by the FDA in 2018. It was the first cannabis-derived medicine to earn such acclaim, marking a monumental shift in how we view this magical plant. Clinical trials have shown that CBD can significantly calm the chaotic electrical activity in the brain, kicking those nasty seizures to the curb and gifting families a newfound sense of normalcy. Hope and relief, a beautiful combination, isn't it? Yet, before we pop open the champagne, let's talk about the messy history of cannabis research. For decades, America's stringent cannabis laws put a major damper on scientific exploration. Classified as a Schedule I substance, cannabis research was practically on lockdown, with bureaucratic red tape that would make your head spin. Scientists had to jump through hoops, and often their only option was subpar cannabis from a government supplier. So, much of what we understand arose from other countries or ancient manuscripts, leaving a gargantuan gap in solid, evidence-based research. But don't rain on the cannabis parade just yet. As more states and countries relax their views, research is bursting back onto the scene like a spring flower. Universities are popping up research centers like popcorn, and clinical trials are now testing cannabis across a multitude of ailments. As this body of knowledge expands, we're inching closer to demystifying cannabis, peeling back the layers on what it can really do for our health. Thanks to legal shifts, cue the 2018 Farm Bill. CBD exploded onto the scene like fireworks on the 4th of July. Suddenly, hemp, defined as containing less than 0.3% THC, was no longer facing the same stigma. This green light meant CBD was now legal to grow, sell, and enjoy. What followed was a tidal wave of products hitting the market, from oils and gummies to pet products, the whole shebang. For many, this was their first trip into the world of cannabis-derived goodness, and what a ride it has been. Many people who'd never touched THC-rich cannabis found themselves eager to explore CBD. It swept in like a wellness superhero, promoting self-care and natural healing, leaving behind the old cannabis stigma like it was last season's fashion faux pas. Suddenly, CBD was the shining star of the herbal world. But along with its meteoric rise came some hiccups. Quality control was shakier than a bad first date, with products often mismatched on labels, and sometimes hiding a sneaky amount of THC. Despite these challenges, the rise of CBD was like opening a dusty old window, letting fresh air into a conversation that had been locked away for years. The dialogue about cannabis cultivation and agriculture was revived as people started to rethink their perceptions. Cannabis plants, after all, are not just pretty faces, they grow fast. In just 3 to 5 months, these leafy wonders can go from seedling status to harvest ready, making farmers do a double take at their speedy development. During the long, sun-soaked days of summer, cannabis goes into overdrive, producing leaves and stems as if it's training for a leafy Olympics. But as summer starts to fade, these plants become attuned to the changing light, shifting gears to start flowering and creating those resin-soaked buds we love. This sensitive response to light means farmers can plan their harvests like a well-synchronized ballet, making their agricultural year a masterpiece of timing. The indoor growing scene also got a serious glow-up, as growers harnessed artificial lights to play puppet master with these plants. By adjusting light schedules, they trigger flowering like a magic trick, leading to multiple harvests each year. This incredible adaptability makes cannabis one of the most versatile crops, capable of thriving in varying climates, from the dizzying heights of the Himalayas to the warm embrace of the tropics. Speaking of versatility, cannabis can strut its stuff in nearly any climate. It grows valiantly in the chilly heights of the Himalayas, where nights get nippy, or flourishes in tropical regions where the heat and humidity seem to have permanent vacation vibes. Adaptable? You bet. Decades of both nature and mankind refining and selecting have birthed unique land races, like the short, tough Afghani Kush or the tall, heat-loving Thai sativa, each bringing a regional flair to the cannabis family tree. And let's not overlook how cannabis is like that friend who brings a great appetizer to the party. When grown, it actually enriches the soil. Those deep roots work their magic, plowing through compacted earth, enhancing valuable drainage and aeration. Once it's time for harvesting, those roots decompose, adding nutrient-rich organic matter back into the ground. Farmers have known the benefits of crop rotation, giving hemp a VIP spot for its soil-enhancing qualities. Think of it as nature's little helper for creating healthy, vibrant farmland. In the end, cannabis is not just a fleeting trend, it's a global superstar with resilience written all over its green leaves. From enriching the soil to adapting to diverse environments, it's clear that this versatile plant is here for a long stay, proving itself as much more than just a passing fancy in the world of agriculture. Who knew that something so green could carry such a wild range of benefits? In the ever-evolving world of sustainable agriculture, hemp is making a major comeback, and rightfully so. Not only does it provide fiber, seeds, and medicinal benefits, but it also plays a unique role in nurturing the soil. Picture this. While cotton plants guzzle thousands of gallons of water to produce a single pound of fiber, hemp takes a much sip, or rather, a dainty drink. Thanks to its deep roots and quick growth, it needs just about half the water, proving to be a champion in regions grappling with drought or water scarcity. Talk about an eco-hero. One of the biggest headaches for farmers is the relentless battle against pests and diseases, which often leads to a spritz of chemical sprays. But here comes the superhero of the fields, industrial hemp. With its natural defenses, it fends off pests like a pro. Its rapid growth rhythm allows it to dodge many invasions, while its thick foliage gives weeds the boot. The magic lies in the terpenes and cannabinoids that not only make it famous for other reasons, but also serve as a pest repellent. Organic cultivation? You bet. Hemp is like that perfect roommate who keeps things clean without you even asking. Now, let's rewind to the good old days of outdoor cannabis cultivation. Farmers got to enjoy nature's rhythm as they followed the season's cues, planting in spring, nurturing through the summer, then harvesting just as autumn paints the trees golden. These farmers weren't just growing plants, they were engaging in a soulful dance with Mother Nature, honing their intuition to figure out when the soil was ready for action. Fast forward to today, and the charm remains strong in places where outdoor growing is still king. It's a communal spectacle where neighbors come together to reap the rewards of their labor. And, oh boy, have times changed with indoor cultivation. Gone are the days of relying purely on weather forecasts. Enter the indoor revolution where every element is meticulously controlled. Want bright lights? You got it. Prefer a steamy ambience? No problem. This tech-savvy approach means growers no longer wait for seasons to align. They can harvest crops year-round. It's like having a garden on steroids while still being gentle on the environment, with reliability that outdoor growing sometimes struggles to match. Whatever the method, be it the enchanting outdoor rituals or the oh-so-controlled indoor realms, one thing remains clear. Cannabis is a versatile superstar in agriculture that nurtures everything from the earth to our well-being. It's not just about the immediate benefits, it's a long-term investment in sustainable practices that suit our demanding lifestyle. So next time you see that tantalizing bud, remember it's not just a product. It's a testament to years of natural resilience and innovative farming. As we look forward, it's exciting to imagine how the cannabis industry will evolve further. Hemp's slow yet steady rise to the mainstream is much like a coming-of-age story. This plant, often overlooked and misunderstood, is now stepping into the spotlight, casting its beneficial glow over farming practices and environmental conservation alike. So, who needs pesticides when you have nature on your side? With hemp leading the charge, cultivating a greener future feels possible, maybe even enviable. In the end, whether you're growing hemp outdoors, celebrating harvest festivals, or basking in the convenience of indoor setups, we're actively participating in rewriting the narrative of farming. Embracing alternatives like hemp is not just about keeping up with trends, but valuing the connection to nature and making informed choices for a healthier planet. Who knew a humble plant could pack such a powerful punch for our soil, our water, and our communities? So let's raise a glass to hemp, our eco-warrior in a green world. Growers are now in a perpetual plant-raising frenzy, thanks to innovative indoor cultivation. With robust lighting systems that imitate those glorious summer days, the plants feel like they're sunbathing all year round. Timers work their magic, flipping on lights while sophisticated climate control keeps temperature and humidity just right. Sure, it's an electricity guzzler, but for medical patients needing their reliable dose, or commercial growers craving constant supply, the benefits outweigh the green energy costs. Hydroponics enters the chat like a cool kid, ditching the dirt for nutrient-rich water. Who needs soil? The plants simply dangle their roots and soak up all the essential nutrients directly. They grow faster, and larger sounds like a dream, right? With roots treated like royal guests, pests and diseases are also kept at arm's length, making hydroponics a clean and potent option for cannabis cultivation. There's a catch, of course. Managing pH and nutrient levels can turn into a nail-biting hair-pulling contest if things go awry. But let's not dismiss soil-loving advocates just yet. Hydroponics might be the shiny new toy, but traditional soil growing has its perks too. Much debate ensues. Some growers swear by the earth's magic, while others champion hydroponics for its efficiency. Regardless, the evolution of growing methods is mind-blowing. Imagine ancient farmers catching a whiff of today's innovations. The possibilities for cannabis cultivation have leaped light years ahead. Vertical farming has emerged as a superhero in urban agriculture. Who needs sprawling fields when you can stack plants like delicious green pancakes? As city life grows denser and land gets scarce, this method shows promise for high-value crops like cannabis. Thanks to climate-controlled environments and LED lights, every inch is optimized for maximum growth. With air systems filtering and water reused, suddenly, cannabis becomes a buzzword in the city. Despite the gleaming prospects, vertical farming isn't without its hurdles. The initial money pit is no joke, and energy usage remains a sticking point. However, As renewable energy sources become more mainstream, those lofty vertical farms could soon become a staple in urban landscapes. When the weather takes a vacation, vertical farming keeps on delivering. Now let's talk about the flavor explosion that is cannabis breeding. The world has seen a whirlwind of unique strains thanks to breeders going all in over the past few decades. Traditional methods met modern-day hustlers, creating a rainbow of strains from Blue Dream to Granddaddy Purple. Each strain boasts its own quirkiness, with delightful combinations of cannabinoids and terpenes that make every experience unique and personalized. The sheer diversity keeps the cannabis community buzzing. Newcomers and aficionados alike revel in the rich options, keeping conversations lively and explorative. Whether sipping tea infused with sour diesel or chilling with OG Kush, the cannabis world has grown into an entirely different universe. Thank goodness for those rebellious breeders, right? With all the crazy innovation happening, who knows what's next for our green friends? Every strain of cannabis is like a rebellious teenager, with its own quirky story and devoted fans. Some of these green wonders are out to impress with sky-high THC levels, while others flaunt their CBD content, perfect for a chill afternoon. There are even those eye-catching strains that boast unique colors and luscious flavors. However, maintaining this delightful diversity poses some challenges. It makes everything from research to regulations a wobbly balancing act. Different growers can still yield varied results even from the same strain, definitely a bad hair day scenario for growers. Breeding cannabis is like whipping up a unique potion. It's a blend of scientific wizardry, gut instinct, and a heartfelt passion for the plant. Each strain is an experiment, a lottery ticket of sorts, and sometimes the outcome is a shimmering masterpiece. Flavor profiles play a huge role. Some are like a zesty symphony of citrus, while others serenade you with hints of earthy pine. The aromas aren't just a pretty facade, they intertwine deeply with the experience, shaping your mood and perception in fascinating knots. Imagine cracking open a jar of fresh cannabis bursting with aromas of lemons and oranges thanks to the magical terpene limonene. Others might whisk you away to a pine forest, while a few can rudely wake your senses with a pungent fuel-like scent. Just like a sommelier can distinguish notes in wine, cannabis enthusiasts develop a finely tuned nose for scents that influence how a strain feels. That earthy, musky delight can anchor you after a long day, while a citrus burst might help elevate your spirits. When it comes to consumption methods, cannabis has been a smoky companion for millennia. Burning the plant is the oldest trick in the book, with evidence of our ancestors, like the Scythians and indigenous Americans, puffing away to their heart's content. Finding archaeological smoking pipes crafted from an array of materials is like peering into the past. With its rapid delivery system, smoking has kept both medicinal users and ritual enthusiasts satisfied, proving to be an instant source of good vibes. The social aspect of smoking can't be understated. Pipes served as vessels for connection. Whether it was passing around elaborate, ornate pipes or simple wooden tubes, they became the glue in communal gatherings. For many cultures, these smoking devices were sacred treasures, symbolizing unity with traditions, ancestors, and the very essence of the plant itself. Just like having a family heirloom, these pipes enriched the act of smoking, weaving a layer of cultural significance into the experience. Fast forward to today, and smoking cannabis remains as popular as ever. While methods and tools may have gotten a bit of a facelift, the act still resonates with thousands of years of human history. Think about elaborate water pipes, also known as bonks, hookahs, or bubblers that transform the smoking ritual. They cool the smoke, making the experience smoother and less harsh as you take that blissful inhale. And, oh boy, did these contraptions come a long way. Crafted from metal, glass, bamboo, or ceramic, they are often impressive works of art that speak to the creativity of the culture. As every puff travels through smoke-filled circles of friends, it continues to revive those deeply rooted traditions. With these fascinating tools, the experience transforms into a celebration, bridging the gap between our present and ancient roots. Today's cannabis aficionados are not just out for a quick buzz. They're enmeshed in a historical tapestry that celebrates the complexity of the plant and the community that surrounds it. So, grab your pipe, light up, and enjoy the ride you're partaking in a millennia-old tradition wrapped in delightful flavors. In many cultures, smoking from a water pipe is more than just a way to enjoy cannabis. It's a lively social ritual. Picture gatherings where folks prepare these ornate pipes, filling them with fragrant buds while everyone laughs and shares stories. The bubbling sound of water not only cools the smoke but creates an ambience akin to a lazy afternoon by the pool. The artistry of glass pipes adds an elegant aesthetic, making every puff feel like a royal affair. Water pipes elevate the smoking experience, balancing the need for enjoyment with the traditional thrill of combustion. Now, let's talk about vaporization. This is a game changer in the cannabis consumption world. Unlike its smoky counterpart, vaporization gently heats the herb without turning it into a cloud of burning material. This process preserves the goodies, those ever-important cannabinoids and terpenes, while ditching the tar and nasty carcinogens. Imagine savoring the clean, fresh tastes of your herb without that throat-scratching cough. For many, vaporizing offers the swift onset and precise dosage control fans have been dreaming of, making it an irresistible option for health-conscious enthusiasts. Vaporizers come in all shapes and sizes, from pocket-friendly handheld versions to the jaw-dropping desktop units that look like they belong in a sci-fi film. Some even warm up specially concentrated oils or waxes, expanding the range of potencies available. With nifty technology allowing for temperature tweaks, users can now custom tailor their sessions to target specific cannabinoids. It's like programming your favorite playlist, but for your body. Vaporization is a charming blend of modern innovation and traditional enjoyment, all while keeping health risks in check. But let's not forget about edibles, the tasty little wonders that offer a whole different experience. When you munch on cannabis-infused treats, your body works a little harder to process them. Cannabinoids pass through the digestive system, taking their sweet time 30 minutes to a couple of hours, to be exact. This patience yields powerful effects that can last 4 to 8 hours, as the liver works curious magic to convert THC into a stronger form. If you've ever doubted the power of cookies or brownies, think again. They can be deliciously intense. Now, here's where it gets a bit comical. The delayed action of edibles can catch newcomers off guard. Imagine biting into a tasty gummy thinking it's just a candy, only to find yourself on a roller coaster ride of sensations an hour later. Folks may not realize their snack has led them to a voyage far beyond their expectations. The key to enjoying edibles is restraint. Start low, go slow, and let your body take the wheel during this joyous culinary exploration. The origins of edibles are deeply rooted in history, tracing back through the ages from Indian bhang to the butter-infused delights of medieval Europe. Fast forward to today, and they have taken on countless forms, from gummies to desserts and even savory dishes that would make any chef proud. The evolution of these treats is a testament to how far cannabis culture has come, proving that eating cannabis can indeed be a gourmet adventure. Let's not skip over tinctures, the classy cousins of cannabis consumption. These concentrated liquid extracts are made by soaking cannabis in alcohol or glycerin to draw out its magical components. Just a few drops under the tongue can kick off effects within minutes, making tinctures a discreet and efficient alternative. They were all the rage in pharmacies back in the day, touted as cures for everything from sleepless nights to nervous jitters. Their revival today has made precise dosing easier than ever. Whether taken straight or as a sneaky add-in to your favorite drink, tinctures are here to stay. Tinctures are like the unsung heroes of cannabis consumption, particularly for medical users craving a consistent dose without the mess of inhalation. These handy little bottles of goodness mix the old-school charm of herbalism with the precision of modern medicine. They don't just offer a long shelf life, their versatility is through the roof. Whether you're looking to calm your nerves or find a remedy for that pesky pain, tinctures have got your back. Now, let's talk about those topical wonders. They come in the form of creams, balms, and oils that roll on smoothly to provide localized relief. No high, no psychoactive effects, just pure goodness. Athletes swear by them for sore muscles, while folks battling arthritis apply these soothing potions on their joints. Even skin conditions like eczema and psoriasis can find relief thanks to cannabinoids acting like local superheroes targeting the trouble spots. It's pain relief without the trip. You see, ancient herbalists were onto something when they made cannabis salves for inflamed areas, and today's topicals are just a modernized twist on that tradition. Think of modern formulations blending cannabinoids with therapeutic goodies like menthol and essential oils. This marriage of history and science means that using topicals is as risk-free and conservative as it gets. Even those who wouldn't dare inhale cannabis can happily slather these creams on their skin. Now, let's turn up the heat with dabbing. Picture this: concentrated cannabis extracts cracked into wax, shatter, or even butter, with THC levels soaring between 60% to 90%. Talk about a potent experience. A tiny dab on a heated surface and bam, you're inhaling vaporized bliss. Dabbing isn't just about getting high. It's a rapid relief technique that serious medical patients or bold recreational users often turn to. Just proceed with caution. This isn't for the faint of heart or those unaccustomed to its power. Dabbing brings its own culture with unique aesthetics, techniques, and vibrant communities. As cannabis enthusiasts embrace this high-tech approach to ingestion, they revel in the quality and efficiency of these concentrated extracts. But be warned, getting into the world of dabbing might require some specialized equipment and a quick build-up of tolerance. So, while it's thrilling for seasoned users, new dabbers may find themselves caught off guard by its intensity. Cannabis tea serves a different vibe altogether, inviting you to steep your worries away in a hot cup of relaxation. This global tradition mixes cannabis with warm water or milk, and various cultures have delicious spins on it. Take India's bang or Jamaica's honey lace brew, for instance. The beauty of cannabis tea lies in its gentle onset, a soothing ritual that can easily fit into daily routines like morning coffee or evening wind down. It's comforting, familiar, and especially friendly for anyone dipping their toes into the cannabis world. Imagine sharing a warm pot of cannabis tea among friends. What a lovely way to celebrate. Modern variations boast delightful fusions with chamomile, peppermint, and other herbs, making them as flavorful as they are functional. This approach offers a gentler introduction for those hesitant about more intense methods. Plus, the simplicity of brewing a cup means you can enjoy the mellow effects while socializing, turning an ordinary moment into something extraordinary. The ancient Scythians had a fascinating approach to enjoying cannabis that could easily win points for creativity. Picture a cozy little tent with heated stones inside. They'd throw in some cannabis seeds, and voila, instant hotbox. As the seeds smoldered, the enclosed space filled with thick, fragrant vapor. According to the historian Herodotus, these folks would breathe in deep and start howling with pleasure, a real ancient rave, if you will. This wasn't just casual smoking, it was a communal experience, enhancing social bonds as they indulged together. This unique practice was tied to rituals of purification and social interactions, turning cannabis consumption into a significant cultural event. Excavations have uncovered bronze censers and residue supporting that this wasn't mere folklore. These rituals were as real as the wide-eyed expressions of those Scythians basking in the vapor. They clearly understood how heat activated the cannabinoids, and their enclosed spaces only maximized those effects. It's like the original blueprint for modern-day hotboxing without a single tech gadget in sight. Fast forward to our times, modern science has taken a different turn with cannabis extraction techniques that are downright impressive. Today's cannabinoid isolates are created using various solvents like butane, CO2, or ethanol, separating all those magical compounds from the plant. This results in concentrated extracts that pack a punch. Oh, and let's not get started on CBD isolate. It's pure as a whistle, with claims of being 99% cannabidiol and perfectly tailored for precise dosing without the high. Perfect for those who want to enjoy cannabis without worrying about a drug test. But wait, here's the twist. While isolates are effective, they miss out on the entourage effect that comes from full-spectrum extracts. Full-spectrum ones preserve the entire chemical profile of the plant, allowing for a symphony of effects from cannabinoids and terpenes working together. This creates a richer experience, though with less precision in dosage. It's a personal preference debate, be it the focused punch of isolates or the harmony of full spectrum. Everyone's got their own vibe when it comes to cannabis. Cannabis isn't just about getting high, It has been an inspiring muse for artists, musicians, and writers for ages. Artists tap into it to shift their perception and break through creative blocks, while musicians jam from jazz to reggae, infusing their tunes with the spirit of cannabis. One can almost hear the mellow sounds of creativity flowing as they celebrate it in their lyrics. Writers and poets have long described cannabis as a gateway to heightened awareness, showcasing how it fosters unexpected connections between thoughts. In the 1960s and 70s, cannabis really emerged as the ultimate counterculture symbol. Steeped in the ideas of peace and liberation, it graced album covers and psychedelic art, creating an iconic visual identity. The plant turned into a representation of an entire worldview, a bold statement against societal norms that still resonates today. It's captivating to see how something so simple can symbolize such complex ideas around freedom and rebellion. Even in traditional cultures, cannabis has earned its spot in spirituality and religious practices. For Rastafarians and sadhus, it's no mere recreational herb. It's a sacred sacrament for meditation and communion with the divine. Revered in these contexts, cannabis fosters not just creativity but spiritual connection as well. Its influence weaves through myriad cultural fabrics, showcasing a rich tapestry of creative and spiritual exploration across centuries, proving that cannabis holds a special key to the human experience, opening doors in the mind like nothing else. In Jamaica, cannabis isn't just a plant. It's a preferred companion for the Rastafarians, who refer to it as ganja. This is no ordinary smoke. It's a sacred sacrament gifted by the divine, a must-have in their meditation rituals. When the community gathers to partake, it's much more than puffing away. They engage in reasoning, where deep, philosophical conversations flow like the ganja smoke. Mix spirituality and debate, and you've got a gathering that seeks enlightenment along with a good buzz. For Rastafarians, ganja isn't just recreational, it's a divine bridge connecting them to their belief in God. They see it as the herb of the field that the Bible mentions, claiming it opens minds and hearts and can lead to peace, understanding, and greater spirituality. Bob Marley, the unquestionable ambassador of Rastafarian culture, championed this viewpoint, revealing the profound importance of ganja and helping to spread the movement beyond Jamaican shores. His tunes weren't just hit songs, they were spiritual messages wrapped in rhythm and rhyme. But don't be fooled, ganja and its companions have faced a hefty dose of resistance. Rastafarians view cannabis prohibition through the lens of injustice, claiming it hampers their religious freedom. Despite the legal shadows looming over their spiritual practices, they continue to puff with purpose, using ganja as a lifeline of identity and rebellion. These acts aren't simply about getting high. They symbolize a deeper connection to their roots, beliefs, and communities, proving that some battles are worth the risk. The love affair with cannabis blossomed around the 1960s. Oh, what a wild ride. A time when peace and love were the themes of the day, and rebellious youths began to question everything, especially authority. Cannabis became a potent symbol of this counterculture movement. With a nostalgic wave of Timothy Leary's mantra "Turn on, tune in, drop out," it embodied freedom and nonconformity. College campuses became playgrounds for those seeking an escape from the norm, and this liberated spirit spread like wildfire through music festivals and communes. Of course, as cannabis gained popularity, it also attracted the ire of authorities who saw it as a threat to the social fabric. The war on drugs in the 1970s saw cannabis users and growers hanging together in the crosshairs, resulting in millions of arrests. Jazzed up from the highs and lows of culture, the legacy left was a paradox. While cannabis gained cultural traction, it was also smeared with stigma, tied to laziness and crime, a twist that only now is beginning to unwind as legalization sparks new views on the herb. Speaking of jazz, cannabis and the genre have had a symbiotic relationship right from the early 20th century. Musicians like Louis Armstrong and Dizzy Gillespie openly embraced the herb, claiming it enhanced their improvisational skills. They believed ganja helped them slow down time, savoring each note and flowing to the rhythm of spontaneity. It was the hidden assistant in their creative toolkit, keeping the melodies fresh and the collaborations alive, forming a union between the smoke and the music that became legendary. Unfortunately, this creative connection wasn't without its dangers. The rise in cannabis use also led to the criminalization of jazz culture, particularly affecting black musicians who faced arrest and raids in clubs. Racial bias cast a shadow over the musical scene, with laws like the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937 disproportionately impacting black artists. This history of cannabis prohibition is a tangled web with racism, yet the music flourished, creating an enduring bond between cannabis and the arts that continues to inspire the next generation of creators. And so, the term 420 emerged as secret handshake for a culture that refuses to die. In the groovy early 70s, a bunch of high school rebels in San Rafael decided to hunt for an abandoned cannabis stash. They cheekily dubbed themselves the Waldos and set their watches to 4:20 p.m. for their after-school escapades. Though the elusive crop remained hidden, the number 420 became their secret code. The term gained traction within the Grateful Dead community, thanks to some connections, and eventually blossomed into a cultural phenomenon. Fast forward to April 20th, this date is now infamous as an unofficial cannabis holiday celebrated worldwide. Picture vibrant gatherings and festoon festivals, where folks light up together at 4:20 p.m., creating a shared moment of joy and unity. The 420 label is plastered on everything from t-shirts to stickers, popping up in songs and movies. What started as an innocent code among pals transformed into a joyous emblem of camaraderie and resilience in the face of cannabis stigma. Meanwhile, in the Netherlands, the coffee shop model was shaking things up. Back in 1972, they struck a different chord by embracing a relaxed stance on cannabis. While technically illegal, these charming cafes were permitted to sell small amounts to adults, creating a nifty loophole commonly referred to as ghetto tolerance. This crafty workaround meant that cannabis use was officially tolerated, while authorities focused on keeping a lid on harder drugs, sparking a substantial shift in how cannabis was approached. But let's not get too carried away. This laid-back system came with its own issues. Despite regulated sales, cannabis cultivation was still an underground affair, creating that pesky backdoor problem. Coffee shops attracted tourists like moths to a flame, drawing millions who flocked to Amsterdam for a taste of legal highs. Regardless of the criticisms from neighboring countries about drug tourism, the Dutch model showcased that regulation was not only possible but could actually mitigate harm. Now, let's rewind a bit to when cannabis faced its rather ridiculous prohibition in the early 20th century. Once a legal, widely used herb, cannabis suddenly fell victim to fears fueled by racism, xenophobia, and economic jealousy. Unfounded fears rapidly spread as cannabis became demonized, mainly thanks to its ties to Mexican immigrants. The narrative painted cannabis as a menacing drug threatening to disrupt good, all-white society, thanks to a slew of sensationalistic media headlines. Harry Anslinger, the notorious head of the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, spearheaded the anti-cannabis crusade in the 30s, fanning the flames with wild tales linking the herb to violence and moral decay. The 1937 Marijuana Tax Act was a sneaky way to criminalize cannabis through excessive taxes and regulations, none of which were grounded in genuine scientific research. This campaign was less about protecting the public and more about racial and economic power plays. As the dark shadows of prohibition crept over, the infamous Reefer Madness propaganda campaign added a cherry on top of the general hysteria, painting cannabis users as dangerously unserious people. This gradual shift in perception, a twisted narrative crafted by politicians and media alike, set the stage for decades of stigmatization rather than responsible discourse around cannabis. In short, prohibition was far more about social control than any genuine concern for public health. In 1936, the world was introduced to the ludicrously exaggerated film Reefer Madness, an oddly captivating product of a church group's moral crusade. This cinematic masterpiece painted marijuana users as hyper-violent criminals and sexual deviants who spiraled into madness, murder, and suicide after just one puff. With its bombastic message that cannabis could ruin lives in a matter of moments, the film took the cake for absurdity, blending fantasy and fear with a flourish worthy of a circus. Initially, Reefer Madness flopped harder than a fish out of water, but oh how the tables turned. Time had a funny way of making it a cult classic, especially amongst cannabis aficionados who couldn't help but chuckle at the hysteria it projected. The film became a symbol of the absurd lengths propaganda would go to in order to justify cannabis prohibition, a relic of a bygone era when misinformation reigned supreme. Who knew moral panic could be so entertaining? Fast forward to 1971, when President Richard Nixon put a shiny label on drug abuse, dubbing it public enemy number one and gearing up for the so-called war on drugs. Overnight, cannabis, a substance comparatively less harmful than alcohol or tobacco, became the poster child for all things criminal. The authorities went into overdrive, locking millions away for mere slips of green, with over 20 million Americans falling victim to this draconian campaign, all in the name of keeping the streets safe. The ramifications of the war on drugs were nothing short of catastrophic. Families were torn apart faster than you could say criminal record, and opportunities for education and employment slipped through people's fingers like sand. The harsh reality? The enforcement was racially biased. Black and brown communities bore the brunt of policing, facing arrests at rates 3 to 4 times higher than their white counterparts, all while the usage rates were virtually identical. Equity seemed to be an alien concept in this chaotic drama. Examining the chaos reveals a disheartening truth. The war on drugs wasn't just about substances, it was a tool for social control. Statistics screamed disparity, spotlighting a systemic bias that failed to go unnoticed. Police tactics leaned heavily on racial profiling and aggressive enforcement in communities of color. The implications? Consequences flowed like a gourmet buffet of discrimination. Loss of voting rights, barriers to education, and employment dilemmas, leaving behind a legacy of injustice. The international stage echoed this sentiment, with the US pushing drug prohibition norms onto other nations, turning traditional cannabis practices into criminal offenses. This diplomatic faux pas not only dismantled cultural norms but also birthed dangerous black markets. The human cost of all this? Unfathomable. Generations were impacted, families disenfranchised, and cultural disruptions became a haunting legacy of a misguided battle against cannabis, all while those in power turned a blind eye. In some countries, the joke escalated to deadly levels, where cannabis trafficking was met with the ultimate penalty: capital punishment. Nations such as Singapore and Malaysia decided to play the ultimate game of deterrence, showcasing their rigidity around drug crimes through harsh laws. This warped sense of justice not only raised eyebrows but also left many questioning the efficacy of such extreme measures. Could this really be the price of a plant? It turns out, the absurdities of reefer madness have echoed far beyond mere entertainment. They paved the way for a real-life horror show in the form of draconian drug laws. Executions as a deterrent? Well, that approach isn't exactly winning any popularity contests. Political maneuvering, cultural biases, and international pressure have created a murky mess. And guess what? The death penalty does nothing to fix the drug trafficking crisis. Tragically, lives are snuffed out often for petty offenses while drug trade blazes on, fueled by despair, greed, and a never-ending demand. Zero tolerance might sound noble, but it just results in unfortunate losses, and human rights violations are part of the grim package. Enter the activists, the true champions of compassion in this dire narrative. They've been rallying for years against the death penalty for drug offenses, brandishing banners and raising voices against something they view as entirely out of whack. Their arguments ring loud and clear. This practice is disproportionate, inhumane, and frankly, it's not even effective. Progress is slow but steady as international human rights organizations inch toward a call for abolition. But some nations remain glued to their outdated practices, fueling this ongoing battle. The striking irony of cannabis trafficking facing the death penalty. It's a glaring testament to how fear-driven policies can create absurdities. For years, cannabis was shunned despite emerging medical evidence. Then came the 1990s, a light bulb moment in the struggle against prohibition. In 1996, California had a moment of clarity, rolling out Proposition 215 that opened the doors to legal medicinal use. Patients with a doctor's recommendation could finally breathe easy, using cannabis as an option to alleviate pain for various conditions. The ripple effect? Other states jumped on the medical cannabis bandwagon, each crafting their own set of rules with a shared vision: stop criminalizing those seeking relief. These medical programs pried open the prohibition walls, illuminating an impossibly harsh and unjust stance on cannabis. Legal access became a beacon of hope, bringing significantly improved quality of life to those previously shackled to conventional pharmaceuticals with their buffet of side effects. When Canada stepped onto the scene, it brought the house down. In October 2018, Canada became a trailblazer, becoming the first G7 country to say a big fat yes to recreational cannabis. Thanks to the Cannabis Act, adults were free to purchase, possess, and cultivate weed legally. It wasn't just about the jubilant free-spirited vibe. It was a calculated move to ease the criminal justice system's burden and undermine black market shenanigans, making cannabis a public health issue rather than solely a criminal one. Bold and refreshing. Of course, Canada's groovy legalization journey faced hiccups galore, a few shortages here, a regulatory puzzle there, and the black market still hung around like an uninvited guest. Yet, the world took notice. Canada was strutting its stuff, showing that legalization wasn't the end of civilization as we know it. If a G7 nation can navigate this, perhaps others could dare to dream of legalization too. It signaled a significant shift in the conversation surrounding drug policy, nudging the spotlight onto the failures of prohibition. And let's not forget Uruguay, the unsung hero of cannabis legalization before Canada swooped in with the fanfare. In 2013, Uruguay took bold strides by fully permitting cannabis sales. Their model was uniquely refreshing, with the government leading the charge on production, distribution, and sales. Citizens were given options: grow their own, join cannabis clubs, or hit a pharmacy. The aim: eradicate the black market, lower drug-related crime, and treat cannabis like the health issue it is. Now, that's a recipe for reform. Uruguay's president, José Mujica, was on a mission to change the cannabis game. He boldly declared that prohibiting cannabis had only bloated the pockets of criminals while wreaking havoc on everyday citizens. Instead, Mujica championed a regulated system, envisioning it as safer and more humane. With Uruguay's manageable size, it became an ideal test site for this daring approach, capturing the attention of global researchers and policymakers alike. The country treaded carefully, prioritizing public health over profit like a sensible parent at a candy store. To keep things from spiraling into chaos, Uruguay put restrictions on advertising and kept cannabis prices low in effort to outshine the black market. They treated cannabis as a medicine first, recreational later, which sounded like the kind of compromise only a politician could conjure. But challenges loomed: international pressure and the practicality of implementation turned this ambitious experiment into a roller coaster ride. Yet, Uruguay stood tall as a trailblazer, showing the world a comprehensive way to tackle cannabis legalization. Meanwhile, the US was catching legalization fever, especially after Colorado and Washington blinked first in 2012. A wave of states joined in, eager to cash in on the cannabis cash cow. By 2022, over a dozen states waved their green flags for adult-use cannabis, with many others jumping aboard for medical purposes. Each state danced to its own regulatory tune, creating an eclectic tapestry of cannabis laws across the country. Tax revenues started pouring in, generously funding education and infrastructure while simultaneously sparing the cops from chasing after pot smokers. And let's not forget about the blossoming legal businesses. Jobs sprouted, bringing welcome economic activity to the scene. Cannabis access transformed into a safe experience with lab-tested products, allowing consumers to enjoy with peace of mind. Yet, it wasn't all rainbows and sunshine. Federal prohibition clouded the legal industry's progress, causing confusion around banking, taxes, and interstate trade. Moreover, the slow process of wiping clean the criminal records of those convicted under outdated laws sparked frustration, especially among communities that had been hit hard by prohibition practices. As states took the reins on legalization, a grassroots movement emerged, fueled by voters and activists convinced that prohibition was a big fat failure. Public opinion had shifted, and the message was clear: cannabis policies needed a makeover, one that started from the ground up. Fast forward to Europe, where cannabis policies ranged from cautiously liberal to staunchly prohibitionist, making for quite the mixed bag. Portugal was the trendsetter, decriminalizing all drugs back in 2001, turning possession into an administrative matter instead of a criminal one. Countries such as Spain embraced private cannabis clubs, while the Netherlands still embraced its infamous coffee shop culture. As Germany flirted with legalization, allowing personal possession and home cultivation, it showcased a significant evolution for the continent. Luxembourg and Malta jumped aboard the legalization bandwagon, indicating a collective realization that prohibition wasn't cutting it. Europe leaned more towards harm reduction, preferring to treat cannabis as a nuanced social issue rather than a mere consumer product. Contrasting starkly with these progressive moves, several countries in Asia and the Middle East still operated under stringent prohibition, handing down severe penalties for cannabis-related offenses. Long prison sentences or worse await those caught in the green vice, often driven by cultural, religious beliefs, or authoritarian governance. While the world seems to sway toward liberalization, harsh prohibitory stances persist, reminding us that the journey to cannabis reform is still a global puzzle, with some pieces stubbornly refusing to fit. In many countries, the discussion around cannabis legalization feels as far away as a distant planet. While the world is buzzing about reform, those living in strict prohibition face actual threats for any involvement with the herb. Activist movements strive for change, but often find themselves underground, battling government repression. This stark contrast between nations legalizing cannabis and those sticking to harsh penalties reveals just how fragmented global drug policy really is. International treaties, like the UN Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs, originally mandated that member nations ban cannabis entirely. However, the tides are slowly shifting as more countries embrace legalization. As they do, these treaties are being scrutinized and reinterpreted. Who knew that even international agreements weren't set in stone? The tug-of-war between a country's right to govern itself and international regulations complicates the ongoing discussion of drug policy even further. For the folks trapped in prohibitive regimes, the glimmer of hope rests on the shoulders of those boldly legalizing cannabis. As these nations demonstrate successful reforms, it's hoped that international pressure could encourage change everywhere. The reality, however, is far from straightforward. The global landscape is still heavily divided. While some areas speed ahead in legalization, others cling to outdated prohibitive measures birthed during previous cannabis panics. The momentum for cannabis legalization is palpable and strong, with an increasing number of countries choosing to liberalize their laws. Public opinion has taken a significant shift, now leaning heavily towards supporting legalization. Yet, this progress is anything but uniform. Cultural attitudes, political leaders' whims, and international influences shape the pace, meaning that some regions race ahead while others lag stubbornly behind. It's clear that while legalization will likely continue to expand, the process will be as bumpy as a ride on a poorly paved road. As the landscape for cannabis shifts, the plant itself is being examined from new angles. No longer just a source of recreational buzz, cannabis now invites curiosity about its myriad properties. With scientists diving deeper, they're uncovering cannabinoids lurking in its depths, like THCV and CBG, both showing intriguing health benefits. This sneaky little plant is revealing complexities that scientists are just beginning to unravel, leading to innovative therapies that could tailor treatments to individual needs based on these newfound cannabinoids. Moreover, researchers are delving into the enigmatic endocannabinoid system, a system that could revolutionize our understanding of health and disease. What's fascinating is that exploring this system could even yield treatments that don't involve cannabis at all. Imagine unlocking secrets within our very own bodies while paving the way for new medications. The scientific journey surrounding cannabis is still in its infancy, and the horizon looks full of promise and excitement. On the flip side, the cannabis industry is experiencing an exhilarating boom, morphing into a significant economic powerhouse. From cozy craft growers to colossal corporations, cannabis businesses span cultivation to retail, proudly generating billions and employing thousands. The windfall of jobs, taxes, and innovation jumps off the charts. However, With great opportunity comes hefty concern. Large businesses might overshadow smaller players, and the focus on profit could put public health and social equity on the back burner. We must find a way to harness this excitement without letting potential dangers slip through the cracks. Advocates for social equity in the cannabis industry are on a mission to ensure that communities hit hardest by prohibition can now fully engage in and reap the benefits of the legal cannabis market. With licensing preferences, grants, and technical support available, it's like leveling a monopoly game for those who thought they were stuck in jail. Yet, the push and pull between capitalism and justice remains a hot topic amidst the cannabis policy landscape. How this industry evolves will undoubtedly define the plant's societal role for generations to come. Scientists are diving deep into cannabis research, focusing on its potential to treat anxiety and conditions like PTSD, particularly influential among veterans and those with traumatic experiences. Traditional treatments can sometimes miss the mark, prompting many to seek solace in cannabis. Encouraging preliminary studies hint that CBD-rich strains might help dial down anxiety, reduce sleepless nights, and help individuals relive their traumas in a less overwhelming manner. The quest for relief after trauma is indeed a winding road. Cannabis is also shaking things up in the realm of addiction recovery, especially for those grappling with opioids and alcohol. Sure, using one substance to fight another seems a bit counterintuitive, but hear me out. Studies indicate that cannabis could serve as a part of harm reduction strategies, helping ease withdrawal symptoms and cravings associated with tougher substances. So, some smart folks have opted for cannabis as a less harmful substitute, minimized risk, and in some cases, even completely transitioned away from the more dangerous options. It's not a panacea, but a meaningful tool in the arsenal. On the sustainability front, hemp is casting a wider net beyond just medicinal uses, catching the attention of eco-warriors thanks to its potential to create biodegradable plastics. While regular plastics take centuries to decompose and wreak havoc on the environment, hemp plastics break down naturally, offering a responsible alternative. Despite being pricier to produce and not quite mainstream yet, as we all shout "Save the planet," hemp bioplastics seem to be gaining traction for packaging, automotive parts, and much more. But wait, there's more. Hemp isn't just about wrapping your gummies. It's showing off its talents in construction materials, textiles, and even paper. It's as if hemp is our superhero, swooping in to save the day in a world where finite fossil resources are a concern. With its rapid growth and minimal environmental impact, hemp has the potential to fuel an eco-friendly, bio-based economy, paving the way for a greener future. Lastly, the agricultural perks of hemp deserve a spotlight too. This fantastic plant boasts deep roots that help prevent soil erosion and improve soil health. Fewer pesticides needed due to its natural resistance mean farmers can rejoice too. Growing it quickly produces a bounty of biomass, offering a superb cover crop that fits snugly into sustainable farming practices. In the face of climate change, hemp emerges as a resilient alternative, proving it's not just a passing trend but a crop with staying power for our Earth's future. Research on optimizing hemp varieties for diverse climates and uses is in full swing. Scientists are bustling about, uncovering best practices for cultivation while also diving into the plant's ecological perks. With agriculture grappling with pesky issues like climate change and water shortages, hemp shines bright. This resilient crop demands minimal resources, making it a star in sustainable agriculture. It's a gentle nudge to remind us that cannabis is about more than just partying. It's about nurturing the planet. On the flip side, cannabis tourism has sprouted in regions where it's legal, turning into a booming business. Picture yourself in Amsterdam, Colorado, or Thailand, where tourists flock specifically for the chance to dabble in legal cannabis culture. Coffee shops, dispensaries, and even consumption lounges welcome visitors eager to learn about cultivation practices, various consumption methods, and a sprinkle of history. Festivals and events draw in thousands, creating a vibrant social atmosphere. Oh, but not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Local residents sometimes feel swamped by the cannabis crowd, and the focus on weed can overshadow other cool cultural spots. Economically speaking, Cannabis tourism is like a cheerful spark that breathes new life into struggling communities. Jobs are created, the tourism industry is revitalized, and destinations suddenly find themselves on the global map. Yet, this rapid growth has its challenges. Regulations often scramble to keep up. The cultural landscape is shifting too, with cannabis becoming normalized in leisure and lifestyle activities. This transformation, once relegated to underground circles, is now celebrated and commodified, marking a significant victory for reform advocates while sending alarms to those wary of excess commercialization. As more regions jump on the legalization bandwagon, cannabis tourism will transform. It's a balancing act for destinations trying to maximize the benefits while navigating the potential downsides. The goal is to naturally integrate cannabis into local cultural identity, ensuring it complements rather than overshadows the existing charm. After all, responsible tourism is the name of the game here. Social equity efforts are also gaining traction, as society acknowledges that simply legalizing cannabis is just the tip of the iceberg. Many communities, particularly those historically impacted by prohibition, largely black and brown individuals, must have a seat at the table. Innovative programs are popping up to assist these communities, offering licensing preferences, reducing fees, and even helping expunge criminal records. Sure, challenges like funding and bureaucracy arise, but the dedication to equity is a huge step forward in ensuring justice isn't forgotten along the way. Talking about expungement, it's a critical endeavor. Millions bear records from times when cannabis was deemed illegal, limiting their future opportunities. Clearing those records is an essential part of healing and restoration. Some areas are even reinvesting cannabis tax revenue back into the very communities harmed by harsh prohibition laws, funding education and growth. It's an ongoing battle, one that requires not a quick fix but genuine commitment to righting historical wrongs. As we wrap up this journey through the cannabis universe, it's time for a moment of reflection about our long-standing connection with this remarkable plant. For over 12,000 years, cannabis has been by our side, serving as a provider of clothing, food, medicine, and so much more. From ancient China to medieval Europe to modern America, its influence has woven itself into the very fabric of our civilizations. As we evolved, so did the plant, resulting in a wondrous variety of strains tailored for different needs, creating a rich tapestry of shared knowledge passed through the ages. Cannabis has had a profound impact on human culture throughout history, influencing various aspects of our lives: art, religion, medicine, and agriculture. This plant is not just a mere commodity or recreational drug, it's a historical companion, deeply intertwined with our story. Just as we've evolved, so has cannabis, reminding us of the intricate relationship we share with the plant world. This connection hints at the ongoing saga of humanity, hinting that the story of cannabis is far from over. With legalization sweeping across various regions, cannabis is stepping out of the shadows and into the spotlight. It's a time of exploration, where research into its properties and potential is booming like never before. Society is beginning to embrace cannabis, no longer pushing it to the fringes. Yet, this exciting transition is a double-edged sword, bringing along challenges such as regulation, equity, and public health that we must navigate wisely. Our past with prohibition raises critical questions about the future we want, not just for cannabis but for society as a whole. Can we turn over a new leaf? Will we ensure the voices of those harmed by past policies are heard? And most importantly, can we find a balanced approach that allows us to enjoy cannabis while remaining aware of its complexities and risks? These points push us to reflect on our values and remind us of our relationship with nature. Cannabis holds lessons about resilience and adaptation, having weathered storms of prohibition and public stigma. The plant has persisted through tough times, offering relief and inspiration along the way. As it thrives in varied environments, it symbolizes not just survival but adaptability. Humans, too, need to embrace this adaptability, learning from past mistakes and adjusting to new circumstances. The history of cannabis mirrors our own struggles and victories. In our journey with cannabis, we've co-evolved with this remarkable plant, Our selective breeding has shaped its characteristics, while its effects have influenced our culture and well-being. Interestingly, our brains are equipped with receptors that harmonize with cannabis, suggesting a symbiotic relationship. This connection indicates that we are not merely separate beings controlling nature. We are part of a grand ecosystem where cannabis plays a vital role. Recognizing that connection cultivates humility. We are not masters of nature, but humble participants in a larger narrative. We thrive on sunlight, water, and nutrients to exist, just as cannabis does. Our interactions with this plant, be it through cultivation, study, or responsible use, reflect a kinship with the natural world, where each action contributes to a greater whole. Picture fields of cannabis swaying gently in the breeze, connecting us to the soil, the sun, and each other. In these moments of imagination, we are reminded of the beauty and importance of our bond. Through this lens, cannabis isn't just a substance, it's a lesson in coexistence. Every bud carries a whisper of history and potential, urging us to honor its heritage and tread carefully as we forge ahead. As you nestle into cozy relaxation, let your mind drift to a serene field where verdant cannabis plants joyfully stretch toward an endless horizon. Their leaves bask in the warm golden sunlight, fidgeting playfully with a gentle breeze that rolls through the landscape. You find yourself at the edge of this delightful realm, the warmth feeling like a loving embrace, the rustle of leaves creating a soft symphony while you inhale the earthy perfume of nature, a mix of plant essences, fertile soil, and dazzling sunshine. In this tranquil sanctuary, urgency feels like a foreign concept. Time seems to stretch and slow, like taffy pulled on a lazy Sunday. The cannabis plants grow with an unhurried grace, their roots burrowing deeply into the rich earth, as if they hold a secret code whispered by the sun and seasons. Here, you can savor the ancient connection to generations of caretakers who have nurtured the plants, discovering relief, comfort, and wonder in their leafy presence. It's a beautiful, ongoing story, woven through the ages, stretching further into a hopeful tomorrow. Now, envision the trichomes sparkling like diamonds glistening in daylight on the flowers of a proud plant. Zoom in on a single specimen, its perched flowers radiating health. Each bloom brims with crystal-like structures, their glitter catching the sun like enchantments. These magical little globes are the essence of chemistry and life, enticingly gleaming, promising something far more precious than treasure: relief, joy, and connection to something greater. Gently graze your fingertips against a flower, feeling its sticky resin, an aromatic display of complexity. The multi-layered fragrance weaves tales of terpenes and unseen compounds, evoking earthy adventures of growth and survival that date back millennia. These extraordinary little trichomes, like tiny gifts, offer a bridge to human experience, transforming sunlight into something immensely beneficial for both plant and person alike. Breathe in the stories encapsulated in those crystals. You discover the rich tapestry of cannabis history, ancient Chinese farmers skillfully cultivating hemp, Scythian warriors glowing in smoke-filled tents, medieval sailors resiliently crafting the strongest hemp ropes, and jazz musicians improvising in the dim light of smoky clubs. More recently, patients battling chronic pain have found solace, and communities championing justice are sparked to action. These narratives are not merely distant echoes, they pulse with a heartbeat of humanity's intertwined existence with nature's verdant offerings. Cannabis has always stood silently by, ever present, a steadfast companion through thick and thin. It's been celebrated loudly at times and shrouded in secrecy at others, yet its essence flows seamlessly into our collective story. As you let the tales of history cradle you into peaceful slumber, understand that this journey is not just about the plant. It's a testament to resilience, adaptation, and the age-old quest for meaning, connection, and relief. Let yourself get lost in those waves of stories, surrendering to the tranquil lullaby of cannabis's rich past. While drifting into that cozy sleep, know that these tales envelop you like a warm blanket, reminding you that through it all, cannabis remains an unassuming yet extraordinary thread woven into the fabric of humanity, a link between the human spirit and the nurturing hands of nature. As you nestle into slumber, you weave the tales of yesterdays and tomorrows. The rhythms of nature unfold like a plant's leaves, each layer testament to patience. Those vibrant blossoms don't rush their arrival. Instead, They bask in the cycles of time, teaching us that the best things in life grow at their own pace. So, let this botanical wisdom be your lullaby tonight, serenading you into sweet dreams. Imagine diving deep into a world of leafy greens and swaying stems, all while learning the art of adaptability. Plants are masters at navigating their surroundings, thriving despite the thunderstorms of life. They show us that by embracing change and helping one another through trials and tribulations, we create bonds that can weather anything. Take these leafy lessons into your dreams and let them settle in so effortlessly. It's time to let go of the day. Now, take a moment to inhale deeply, filling those lungs with the essence of Mother Earth. Picture that deliciously fresh air wafting in from fields kissed by sunlight. Hold that breath, savoring the awe-inspiring journey it took to get to you. When you gently exhale, let go of all the grinding gears of worry, releasing everything that holds you back from true relaxation. In each breath, inhale tranquility and exhale tension, letting nature's calm embrace you. Imagine breathing in the serenity of sprawling cannabis fields. Feel their tranquility seep into your very being. Every deep draw connects you to the cycles of nature, to the wisdom rooted in every seed and leaf. Your body has a remarkable knack for finding rest, while your mind has the prowess to relinquish control. Remember, cannabis whispers a vital truth. Relief is not just a distant notion, it's a cozy reality you can wrap around yourself tonight. Feel this gentle reassurance washing over you. You're part of a grand tapestry of life, interconnected with every plant, person, and flickering moment of time. Within this intricate web, worry and fear find little room to dwell. Instead, you are embraced by ancient forces that have cradled every ancestor and dreamt of every future moment. As the world continues its steady dance, let the knowledge of your place within it lull you into repose. As the night blankets the sky, it beckons you to sleep. If you haven't already, close those weary eyes and feel the comforting weight of your body melting into your support. Let gravity work its magic as it tethers you to the earth below. You are right where you need to be, doing all the necessary things to nurture your spirit. Just as plants unfurl towards the sun, you too have the right to seek light, care, and connection in this vast universe. In the grand scheme of things, cannabis teaches us a simple yet profound lesson. We are entwined with nature. We grow, adapt, and yearn for nurturing. And in this knowledge, any isolation fades away, revealing the vibrant, interconnected world surrounding us. The same elements that construct a cannabis leaf are a part of you. You're not merely existing, you're a living part of this intricate web, nurturing your own renewal with each peaceful breath. So, dear listener, as our exploration of the cannabis realm wraps up like a cozy blanket, hold fast to the connections you've recognized. May the lessons of resilience echo through your dreams, leading you into tomorrow's vibrant possibilities. Allow peace to flourish within you, because with rest comes revival, and with revival, endless opportunities await just beyond the horizon of sleep. Cannabis is more than just a friendly green leaf. It's a roller coaster ride through history. From being a sacred sacrament in ancient times to flouting the laws of modern society, it has played many roles. Imagine a plant that has been a backbone of medicine and clothing, wrapped up in controversy like a burrito at a late-night food truck. It's no wonder this little plant has inspired everything from brilliant art to heated debates over a smoke-filled roundtable. As we meander through the ages, cannabis has seen its fair share of drama. Cultivated meticulously by loving hands, and yet persecuted like the villain in an action movie, it begs the question, how did it survive such turmoil? With resilience, of course. Cannabis has adapted and evolved, continuing to bless those curious enough to seek out its multitude of benefits. Behind every counterculture movement, you can bet there's a story involving cannabis that's simply too intriguing to ignore. But let's take a moment to breathe, shall we? Imagine yourself sliding into slumber wrapped in the warm, inviting embrace of the mysterious cannabis plant. It's not just some botanical specimen, it's a wise companion, reflecting our own personal battles and triumphs. As you let your mind drift towards dreamland, remember that you're cradled by a world that nurtures freedom, health, and the delicate dance of nature itself. Now, as you settle down into a cozy night's rest, Picture a lush field of cannabis. Each plant grows unhindered, basking in the glow of the sun while roots quench their thirst from the rich soil below. No plans, no worries. They simply exist, and so can you. Step away from the chaos of the day. Allow yourself to simply be. Sink deeper into the softness of your blankets, where worries evaporate like morning mist. In this moment, the gentle rustling of leaves serves as your lullaby, weaving a melody that moves from nature to dreams. The spectrum of your thoughts can float gracefully, much like clouds drifting lazily in a summer sky. Allow your mind to swirl with the enchanting history of cannabis, from ancient traditions to its modern triumphs. Each breath deepens your connection to this resilient plant while lulling you closer to the essence of rest. And hey, if those eyelids are still unreceptive to the call of sleep, it's all good. Feel no pressure like a hot potato. Just lie back, breathe in and out, savoring the nothingness while letting your mind meander wherever it wishes. Much like the miraculous cannabis plant seeking the sun, sleep arrives naturally, in its own sweet time. Embrace the moment. You are right where you need to be. So, let the story linger in the back of your mind. Like the enchanting trichomes sparkling on a flowering cannabis plant, may your dreams radiate with beauty and complexity. Trust that this rich tapestry of life, woven with challenges and wonders, will embrace you when you awaken. Rest now, my friend. Sleep soundly.